The world is currently going through an economic crisis, and so is Canada. Everything is expensive, so much so that the media keeps calling it an affordability crisis. We can all feel it at the grocery store, at the gas station, at our favorite restaurants, and for some of us with variable interest loans in our monthly payments. The situation is so bad that it is being reported that homelessness among Canadian university students is on the rise. Job cuts have been ongoing for a while now, with many companies such as Facebook, Amazon, TELUS, and many more having cut thousands of jobs already. While some are fearing an economic slowdown and a recession, some think we probably are already in a recession. In times like these, it gets very crucial that we pay attention to our financial health and take necessary measures to survive the hard times. So in this video, I'll be discussing 4 ways, which in my opinion are great to improve one's chances of surviving the affordability crisis. Number 1 is taking care of your physical and mental health. Now, before you think how are physical and mental health related to someone's financial health, hear me out. I'm mentioning this first because I think this is one of the most important factors, if not the most important factor, when it comes to surviving an affordability crisis or a recession, or for that matter, any crisis in one's life. In economic times like these, people who are hit with financial hardships, such as job losses, high interest debt, etc., are the most vulnerable. And if you want to have the best chances in surviving such hardships, ensuring that your physical and mental health is strong is the best way to do that. Because we all know that we make the best decisions when we feel the best in terms of our physical and mental strength. And making the best or correct decisions means having the best chances of survival. Number 2 is focusing on performance at your current job. In times like these, if you have a job, then in most cases you are doing better than someone who doesn't have a job, or someone like a student who needs to pay their college tuition while figuring out how to pay the month's rent. But it's easy to lose focus on your current job if you're either too worried about the future or upset that you didn't get that raise or that promotion yet again, or simply because you do not have any financial problems yet and are not paying attention to the ongoing affordability crisis. Whatever the case is, realizing that getting to keep that job can be the opportunity of a lifetime is very important in my opinion. It might not only give the chance to get through this crisis, but also might present investment opportunities of a lifetime. During the 2008 housing crisis, for example, many houses were foreclosed or sold at a huge discount. People who were financially stable and could afford to buy those cheap houses later on made huge profits on their investments. Similar things can be said about the dot-com bubble, where people were able to buy some tech stocks for cheap prices and later on made a bank. So that's why I think it's important to focus on the current job and put enough effort to be able to keep it. Number 3 is understanding your expenses thoroughly and reducing them where possible. This one might sound obvious, but in my experience, I've seen so many people who go about their monthly expenses without applying much thought and later wonder how in the world their credit card bill is so high. So I think it's very important to have a full understanding of one's expenses. And when I say that, I don't just mean the amount you are spending, but why you are spending however much you are spending, and if there are any ways to reduce that. For example, if someone has a mortgage or a loan, they should ideally have an idea about the interest rate on their loan and try to understand if there are ways to reduce that burden. For example, someone could decide to move from a variable interest rate to a fixed interest rate so that there is more certainty with their payments. Or someone might want to increase their frequency of payment, which can in some cases help them pay their loan sooner. And some might altogether want to change their lender if that proves to be more advantageous. So having a good understanding about your expenses will give you the opportunity to assess if there is a way to reduce those expenses, thereby potentially increasing your savings. And some extra savings in our bank account will always be helpful when the time comes. Number 4 is upskilling and or finding new avenues for income. Similar to the previous method of understanding and reducing expenses, increasing income to improve financial health is an obvious thing to give some thought to in order to survive this affordability crisis. People generally think about doing multiple jobs when they think about increasing their income. Although this might work for some people, in a lot of cases you might end up burned out. So in my opinion, it's more important to think about maybe side hustles or business ideas that could not only bring in some extra cash in the short term, but also could potentially be scaled or could be managed passively after some time, thereby increasing income but not obligating the person to keep spending more time. There are many ways people try to do this. For example, some try to invest in dividend stocks, some try buying rental properties, some create online courses, and I could go on and on. But of course, before doing anything like this, it's very important to do good research and understand fully what someone is getting into, so as to not end up wasting valuable time and effort, or worse, losing hard earned money. Upskilling, on the other hand, will help you add new skills to your skill set and will increase employability, which can potentially help increase the salary at work, find a better paying job at a different company, or get that sweet promotion you had been waiting for. Alright, so these, in my opinion, are 4 great ways to survive the ongoing affordability crisis and the possible upcoming recession. I hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and turn on notifications. I'll be back with another great video soon. Until then, take care.